Good morning. Rise and shine. I said good morning. Tell me that you love me. Tell me. Tell me. Can you guys see me? I'm sorry for being a couple minutes late. Just been handling things, taking care of things behind the scenes. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. And listen, I was actually going to be later, but I was supposed to. I didn't take a shower yet. I went for a little mini jog before the stream, and I got back, but it's just been, I'm telling you, nonstop phone calls. So I had to take care of that. But you guys will see in the future. Let's see. So we got the Gilgo Beach murder serial kill. We talked about this one time before. Good morning, man. It's early. Beautiful sunshine outside. Let me see. I don't even know where I'm at. So I want to find, they're doing a press thing today. I don't even know how you can find this. Are the mods up? Alexa, Elsa, you guys find me a feed for this press conference? I have a video that we could watch too, but I don't even know if we have time to watch the video. I was going to do a little recap. Oh, here we go. Let's see. We still got about 10 minutes before they start. What's up? What's up, sweet tea? Leo! Mel needs an assistant. I really do. I'm like, oof, especially even just for the house. All right, so this guy, Rex Heuermann. How do you say his name? Let's see. Boom, boom. Oh no. No live feed yet. I don't see nothing yet. What's up? What's up? I guess I could play this. Let me play a little bit of this in the meantime while I search. I guess I can get rid of Janie over here. Janie's got a gun.
Investigators there.
Let me do this.
Oak Beach, and police believe there may be other bodies out there.
Yeah, and Liz, this is the barrier island to the south of the town of Babylon. An extensive search that goes on for a good mile along the bay here south of the town of Babylon. You could see crime scene investigators there, and then, Tony, if you want to come back out, you could see behind me, and then clear up the beach right here. There are multiple outposts here where they're right now sifting through the sand and looking for human remains. We know right now that they can confirm in the last couple of days they have found 2 bodies. We believe skeletal remains, one on Saturday, one today, and we're told possibly more. There sure were more.
I have kind of a feed here. Yeah, this might work. All right, I'm going to keep this screen open. We'll see if there's any more feeds for it. Trying to get like a feed. There's nothing yet. So for the people that don't know, some of the basics, this guy was charged with the murders of Melissa Barthélemy, I don't even know how to say it, Barthélemy, Amber Costello, and Megan Waterman. But he's also been named as a prime suspect in the murder of Maureen. Okay. And he's also being investigated for the murders of another 6 women found dead near the beach in 2011. All right. Just some of the very, very basics.
Hard to imagine, surreal in fact, that it's been 12 and a half years since I stood on the beach in the bitter cold. That was December of 2010. Now here we are in July of 2023, and I'm standing in front of the home of a suspected serial killer. I'm Josh Einiger, live in Massapequa Park, Long Island. This is Eyewitness News Extra Time. We're glad you're joining us for this special edition of our streaming show tonight, when we are talking about the Gilgo Beach serial killer, the Gilgo Beach murders. 10 sets of human remains which were discovered in gruesome fashion along the Ocean Parkway, which spans between Jones Beach and Robert Moses State Park 13 years ago practically now. We can show you exclusive video that Eyewitness News just obtained from last night in Midtown Manhattan, when the suspect in at least as many as 4 of those killings was finally, after all
that him right there? That's his ass? His Aki looking ass?
This time taken into custody. 59-year-old Rex Heuermann, who is an architect in the city but lives here in Massapequa Park, went without incident with Suffolk and state police investigators, a whole task force who have actually...
AB, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Good morning, everybody. We're waiting for the press conference. AB says it's always a good morning at work when Mel goes live. Let's just plan on an 8 a.m. stream Monday through Friday. I don't know what's coming up, man. I don't know what the next trial is going to be. We have to see. I forgot, because the Sarah Boone got pushed back. The Mallory Beach trial is not happening anymore. They settled. I don't know what else is coming. Seats on the streets. Good morning. Good morning. I was watching your video, your live stream yesterday, a little bit of it, when the drama kind of unfolded, if you could call it that. But you handled it so, I don't know if professionally is the word I'm looking for, but that was really nice or good the way you did that. I don't even know what I'm saying.
We're told now, been tracking him for months. Mugshot now, as he was booked into the Suffolk County Jail. He was arraigned on murder charges involving 3 of the Gilgo victims, and a 4th is likely as well. Eyewitness News reporter Stacey Sager was in court for Heuermann's first appearance today.
He was taken to court this afternoon and said nothing to reporters. But Rex Heuermann did tell his defense attorney he denies all the charges.
The only thing I can tell you that he did say as he was in tears was, "I didn't do this."
But local, state, and federal authorities on Long Island outlining today years of quiet evidence collection leading to an indictment against Heuermann for at least 3 Gilgo murders, that of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. And they say Rex Heuermann is likely to be charged in a 4th, the murder of Maureen Brainard Barnes. The pattern?
All the women were bound at the head, at the midsection, or at the chest, and later at the legs. They were bound by burlap. The burlap was camouflage burlap used to hide, purposely hide the bodies.
The indictment against him reading like a movie thriller, saying Heuermann used at least 7 burner phones, phones he would talk.
Oh no, I thought this was it for a second.
And nationally, to really...
Okay, that's the Parkland shooting. Lawmakers meet with Parkland shooting victims' families. Oh, okay.
My friend...
after his alleged crimes, but not before taking selfies like these to find his victims. Federal investigators were tracking the cell phone activity to 4 separate towers.
Okay, I got another feed, so Law and Crime is streaming it also. All right, sorry for all the pauses. I just want to make sure. Oh, actually, we still have a couple minutes. I just like to have a few feeds up. Bro, the things that are happening is amazing. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I need to just shut up. Anyway. You sent it to me on Discord? Okay.
They say Heuermann was positively ID'd back in March of 2022. First, after a witness described him, then a description matching his Chevy pickup truck, then data listing his address in the so-called box. Here, Massapequa Park, where all the cell calls were being traced.
Rex Heuermann is a demon that walks among us, a predator that ruined families.
But there is more work to do. Other victims not linked to Heuermann, their families also at court today, without closure, but hopeful.
full justice as all the cases
Nina said they need a trigger warning for her selfie pics.
being closed.
There needs to be far more investigation, and maybe the dam will have broken with this fellow.
And remember, there are at least 6 other Gilgo victims. Investigators have long believed there could be more than
it could be more.
one.
What has he been doing all this time? So he just stopped killing permanently? I guess allegedly, or could there be other bodies, other victims out there?
Killer. But as for today's indictment, 6 counts of murder, each one punishable by a potential sentence of life in prison without parole. The judge telling Heuermann he'll be held without bail. In Riverhead, I'm Stacey Sager, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we got some here.
This is the last place I'd like to be right now.
Oh, look at that's something else. All right, we'll stick with this one. Stick with that one. Not the best quality, but it's something. Carla, we got to talk too sometime. I'm gonna hit you up later. Oh, his Google searches. Oof. Yeah, I really should have been doing updates on this story, but we kind of got caught up with I don't know what was it, Carly Russell, and I don't know what else. What other story? Yeah, what was that? And it's so okay. So the plan too. Sometimes I try to let you guys know what's coming if I know. So I don't have any more notifications for the rest of the day. Sadly, that makes me sad because these 2 streams that we did last night with the chase used up those notifications. So I guess I'm not gonna come back today unless I don't know something breaking happens or if there's a chase. What I am gonna do, I'm gonna chill, hang out with the baby, but then sometime later I'm gonna record 2 videos for tomorrow. I'm going to record them today and let them sit and post them tomorrow. So, they're coming. The one video is this interesting story that I think is kind of like... Well,
over there a little
pretty
more.
short.
We do have a number
the
of
other
folks.
One is the lawsuit update. The amended stuff. I got something kind of funny with that to show you with that. So that's going to be tomorrow too, pre-recorded. And then we'll leave the door open for whatever other live we do tomorrow. Here they come.
Yeah, sure. Wherever everyone's comfortable. Good morning, everyone. We're here. I'm here with our fellow task force members to announce the identity of what has formerly been known as Fire Island Jane Doe. On April 20th, 1996, female remains consisting of legs and feet were found on the bayside shore of Fire Island, about a mile west of Davis Park Beach. Then, approximately 15 years later, on April 11, 2011, additional remains consisting of a skull were discovered at Tobay Beach in Nassau County. That skull was found following the discovery of the remains of Jessica Taylor, and the skull was found on the same day as the remains of what is commonly come to be referred to as Peaches was found on Jones Beach. Thereafter, in July of 2011, the Suffolk County Crime Lab linked the 2 sets of remains via DNA analysis. And by that, I mean the legs that were found in the vicinity of Davis Park were compared with the remains found at Tobay Beach, and it was determined that it was the same person. Since 2011, that victim was known by various names, including Fire Island Jane Doe. Today, we are here to announce that as part of the Gilgo Task Force re-examination of all the evidence in the case, we were able to identify Fire Island Jane Doe as Karen Vergata, who was 34 years old at the time of her disappearance. And I believe we have a picture of Miss Vergata. I think it's important that we remember and honor not only Ms. Vergata, but all the victims on Gilgo Beach. Ms. Vergata went missing at approximately February 14th, 1996. At the time, she lived on West 45th Street in Manhattan and was believed to be working as an escort at the time of her disappearance. There was no missing persons complaint filed at the time of that disappearance. In August of 2022, approximately 6 months after we formed this Gilgo task force, a DNA profile suitable for genealogical comparison was developed from the remains of Karen Vergata. In September of 2022, the FBI was able via a genetic genealogy review to identify Ms. Vergata presumptively as Fire Island Jane Doe. Thereafter, in October of 2022, using a buccal swab from a relative of Karen Vergata, we were able to definitively identify her. Prior to disclosing this information, of course, we needed to contact all of Ms. Vergata's family members. And additionally, at or around the same time, we were beginning our grand jury confidential investigation into what has been known as the Gilgo Four. That is the murders of Maureen Brainerd Barnes, Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. So we decided we were not going to make any public comment at this time. However, since that, the results of that investigation have become public, and we have made the necessary notifications to Ms. Vergata's family, we can make this important announcement now. I just want to thank, in particular, Special Agent Lori Giordano from the FBI in her work with the familial DNA. She worked in conjunction with our Suffolk County Crime Lab, Don Dollar of the Suffolk County Crime Lab, his team, in coordination with the Suffolk County Police Department's Homicide Unit. So I want to thank them in particular for all of their work. Of course, I want to thank our task force members, Suffolk County Sheriff Errol Toulon, ASAC Spencer Horn from the FBI. I want to thank the New York State Police, Suffolk County Police Department, Rodney Harrison, who couldn't make it here. I understand Chief Rowan is here in his place instead. But I want to thank them for not only their work on this case, but for all their work in the task force going forward. It's important to note that there are no charges at this time. Ms. Vergata's disappearance was in 1996, which is 27 years ago. We are going to continue to work this particular case as we did the Gilgo 4 investigation. We're going to have no comment on what, if any, suspects we developed at this time. This is a confidential investigation, so I'm not going to be taking any questions. But our investigation is continuing, and thank you all very much. Can you talk about the belt buckle? No questions. If you want to talk about something regarding the Gilgo 4, I'm happy to talk offline to you. But today, this press conference is about Ms. Vergata. And, that we've been able to identify her, and that we're continuing our investigation, not only with regard to the Gilgo 4, but all of the victims on Gilgo. So thank you all very much.
Something else you can say about Ms. Vergata?
Wow, so
Shannon, our deputy press secretary, has a digital version of this that she can send out to y'all. We can either do it just to our press list, which you probably are already on, or if you want to give your emails, we can do it individually, but that'll take forever. So, but we'll get you the actual digital version too.
That's the thing. Somebody was saying, is this tied to Rex? It seems like it's something separate. I have no idea. My mind tuned out.
Bay Beach in Nassau County. Those remain. That skull was found. Were found on the Bayside Doe, what has formerly been known as the identity of what has formerly been known as Fire Island Jane Doe.
I'll see if I can look that up. Fire Island Jane
on
Doe.
On April 20th, 1996, female remains consisting of legs and feet were found. Okay,
so let's check this. Let's look a little bit into this. Daily Mail is really fast with this shit. Damn, it was working around the clock. Let's just sidestep here. Kind of sidestep because it's related, but I don't. I think they just like that's why I think he was saying like for now they're just like this moment is for her. I think it's separate, right? Or maybe they don't even know. Rachel says probably connected. Shit, I'm confused too. Oh, let me put this in a better browser. Like 100 ads popping up in this thing. Let's see. Gilgo Beach investigators identify remains of Jane Doe 7. Woman's legs were found on Fire Island in 1996. Damn. And her DNA match remains found on Long Island. So, investigators have identified a 7th victim in the Gilgo Beach murders. Authorities seek the Suffolk County, New York, are expected to identify the victim at a press conference. So, wait, so it's related then? I guess they just want to give her time. He was arrested in connection with the murders of Melissa, Megan, Amber, which we talked about earlier. And he's also the prime suspect in this other woman. Her name is Maureen. She's up on the screen, actually. So he is the prime suspect. Oh, there we go. In the fourth murder. And is being looked at for other killings in the area. It's unclear whether Heuermann is suspected in killing Jane Doe 7. Okay, so they don't know. They really don't know, I guess, yet. The newly identified victim's legs were found in a plastic bag at Davis Park on Fire Island, Blue Point Beach, nearly 2 decades prior. Wow. On April 20th, 1996. Damn, bro, this boy be wreaking havoc. It is pretty kind of maybe scary or eerie to think how potentially how many bodies could be out there. Because we even talked about, I think the first stream we covered it, there was like was there a woman that was like, I don't know if she was pregnant or no, she had a child with her. I thought, right, wasn't there a dead child found as well, but like they were far apart from each other? Oh, Jane Doe Peach. Oh, there we go, right there, right in front of my face. Jane Doe Peaches and toddler daughter. Maureen, John Doe. Oh, so this John Doe guy. So this whole situation too, I believe this person was, I don't even know what the right term is. I think transgender. Because this person was found, biologically a man, but was found with, I think like wearing a dress or something like that. So I don't know how that even happened, or how this person became a victim. Gilbert's body was found in a marsh nearby 1 year after the discovery of the bodies. Melissa, Megan, Maureen, Amber. Oh, so this is the major excavation took place at, oh yeah, look at that. At Heuermann's, I always get this thing wrong, Massapequa Park home, pictured our state police investigators gathering evidence at the scene. All right. I saw a video too. I don't know, because he's married, right? Did his wife speak or something like that? I saw something the other day. I don't know if it was News Nation. Let me see something. Rex wife. Did she talk? Okay, here it is.
Days after investigators.
Wife of Gilgo Beach murder suspect breaks her silence.
Wrapped up collecting evidence at Rex Heuermann's home. His wife, Asa Ellerup, and her 2 adult children returned to a life.
Oh, Gypsy says he was a sex worker pretending to be a woman. Oh, that's possible. That happens sometimes too, right? Sometimes, it could just be oral, I guess. So maybe they wouldn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this guy, I wonder if this guy found out or what. I don't know.
They no longer Asa Ellerup and her 2 adult children returned to a life they no longer recognize.
It's been a very tumultuous time for them. Life has been thrown upside down in the past few weeks.
The family of a Manhattan architect charged in the Gilgo Beach serial killings is now asking for privacy, writing in a statement that they have endured profound and indescribable catastrophe. Heuermann's wife.
Oh, they said Peach's legs were found in Hempstead Park in 97. Oh, so that kind of fits the MO, huh? Her daughter was found next to her. Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought somebody told me or I saw somewhere that the daughter was found on the other side or something. Mac and Taylor on Gilgo. I'll write up the details. Okay.
Adding, I am pleading with you all to give us space so that we may regain some normalcy in our neighborhood.
The streets were closed. You had to get access by police escort to get to your own home. The neighbors have been impacted just as much as she has.
Some neighbors are reaching out, sending care packages and grocery deliveries. One writing, "Dear neighbors, we are thinking of you through this difficult time."
Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Some other places might have got like eggs thrown at the house or something, but it's not her fault, you know. But that's nice that they're coming together. Dee said that she filed for a divorce. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That should be an easy one, right? Should be to the court
If there's
system.
anything we can do for you, please let us know. Ellerup filed for divorce on July
Oh, there you go.
19th, right after 59-year-old Heuermann was arrested and charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of 3 women in their 20s, believed to have been sex workers over a decade ago. Wow. And he's now the main suspect in the disappearance and death of a 4th woman.
We have obtained a massive amount of
I mean, I've heard of sometimes, I don't know, these serial killers, I forgot where I read it. Sometimes they can go on a long break, but then eventually they have to kill again, right? Can they just completely quit killing? Serial killers. I forgot. There was something a long time ago I saw that broke it down. There are, however, some serial killers who stop murdering altogether before being caught. In these instances, this is from the FBI.gov. In these instances, there are events or circumstances in offender's life that inhibit them from pursuing more victims. Wow. Can a serial killer be rehabilitated? It's certainly possible that someone who's committed murder may be rehabilitated and earn parole. I don't know about a serial killer, though.
Material.
Following a
What BTK did for a long time? BTK's daughter wrote a book about her experience. She's really nice. She's on Twitter. She's been on News Nation a few times. That's Rawson. Carrie Rawson. I see she posts on Twitter sometimes. I follow her posts over there.
2-week search of the family home, investigators say it'll take time to analyze and catalog what they found, as police in other states are also looking into potential connections to other unsolved crimes, including in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Heuermann had a timeshare, and in Atlantic City, New Jersey, for possible ties to the 2006 Eastbound Strangler case, while his estranged wife focuses on moving on with her life.
She needs to protect herself and her children at this point, not knowing what's going to happen with him.
We've reached out to Rex Heuermann's attorneys for comment and have not heard back. He has pleaded not guilty and is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow, guys.
Okay. Thank you, Steph. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday.
Okay. Oh, thank you for that. I found that Hambone in the chat said, did you see one of the officers who testified in the Murdoch case had a 3-year-old die in a car crash? Ooh, let's take a look. Oh, man. That's horrible. Let me see. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Put it up over here. Oh, man. Go full screen. Oh, I remember this guy. Oh. Never be forgotten. Daughter of Murdoch murders, Detective Daniel Green, remembered in heartbreaking obit after 3-year-old died in car crash. Oh my God, dude. I mean, Collier County Sheriff's Office Detective Sergeant Daniel Green remembered 3-year-old Carter Green in a gut-wrenching obituary, calling his daughter loved and adored by all. Oh, I can see it now. People going to be looking at the Murdochs. Carter was born to Sergeant Green and his previous wife, Ashley Taylor Green. That should make me think of Marjorie Taylor Green, right? In Somerville, South Carolina on Monday, February 17, 2020. From that day on, she stole the hearts of everyone that she encountered, the obituary reads. It goes on to remember the young toddler's bright smile that could never be forgotten and how she would start every day dressed as her favorite princess. Herself. The obituary detailed that Carter had a love for bubbles, and her favorite place to be was Edisto Beach. Wow. And that's the Edisto Beach. Wasn't that the wife's like favorite spot too? Murdoch's wife? I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. Margie, right? Margie or something? Margaret, I think. They used to have, I think they have a place on Edisto Beach, and she loved to go there too, I believe. The 3-year-old was a rising K-3 student in the Colleton Preparatory Academy and was also in the Teeny Hawks cheer group. Carter was declared dead on Sunday, July 30th at the Medical University of South Carolina in Charleston following a car crash the same day. I wonder what happened. Okay, hold on. So the Colleton County Sheriff's Office revealed in a statement that the detective and his family were involved in a single vehicle crash around 11:30. Green, his current wife, and his second child were taken to MUCS and suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries. So no other car. The detective was off duty at the accident. At the time of the accident, the Colleton County Sheriff's Office asked the community to join us in keeping both families in their thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. A funeral service for Carter has been scheduled for 12 p.m. on August 5th, tomorrow. Family and friends can remember her during the visitation hours just before Faith Church in Walterboro, South Carolina. Green has made the headlines several times in recent years after being one of the first officers at the scene of the Murdoch home on June 7, 2021. It was there that Murdoch's wife, Maggie, 52, and Paul, 22, were found dead. We know about that whole story. Wow. So what happened? That whole thing scares me too, man. Sometimes, like when I'm in the car with Maddie, you know, she has her seat there and stuff, and let me see what it is.
Serial killer could be anybody. They're just, oh man. And we'll probably kill again.
Oh, there's no question.
Oh, this is interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to play this with a Gilgo. Her name was Maggie Murdoch. Rest in paradise, the baby angel. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you for the super chat. Amina, thanks for the super chat. Says happy to have made a live mail. I'm from LI. The story is bananas. Rest in peace to the victims. Thank you. What's LI? That's not Louisiana, is it? Louisiana. Maybe. No, that's LA. What's LI? Long Island? I wonder if we could find out a little bit more. That is tragic, man. Oh man, I wonder. I don't know. What did was she in a seat? You know, what kind of seat did they have her in? I used to have the whole Long Island. Okay, Stacy, what's up? I wonder if they had what was she in, because there's the kids seat, the car seat, and then there's the booster seats and stuff that you put the seatbelt around. But she's pretty young though. She probably have to be in a car seat. Must have been a really bad accident. 3 years old car seat. Wait, yeah, is 3-year-old you still be in a car seat? I know you go by weight. I don't know. Matt is in a booster seat now. I mean, those things are pretty safe, I thought. I mean, it must have been a really, really bad accident. Let me see if I can find if there's anything anymore we can find out about this. Yeah, Mandy, I'm gonna see if I can play. You know, the last time that I did this stream, they blocked the stream while I was streaming. Remember, I had to like start a new stream over, and it's because I was playing a clip from. I think I have it here somewhere. Let me see highlights. I think I saved them. It was so funny though. See, hopefully, I didn't save it here. It was the clip of the guy that was like he was pretending to have like some sort of heart attack or something when they were questioning him about being involved in one of the murders or whatever. Where's that shit at? I posted it not too long ago. I mean, I don't think I can play it here anyway because I don't want the stream to get taken down again. Where's this shit at? Damn, so much has happened since. Wow, I'm just like scrolling through my Twitter. All this Carly Russell stuff. Here it is. I need to add this to my highlights so I don't have to find it again. Bruh, I don't even know if I can play it. I mean, I shouldn't risk it. But this shit was just, to me, it was like funny, man. They were kind of trying to roll up and question this guy.
Ah, Jesus. God, a shocking interview.
So you never ran a home for wayward girls, and you had nothing to do with Shannon Gilbert's death.
That's correct. But don't forget, Shannon.
I don't think people caught on to that. So I was kind of joking. I was like, he did a fraudulent nod. Think how they say like what's the other word? A fraudulent slip or something?
Wayward girls, and you had nothing to do with Shannon Gilbert's death.
That's correct.
He's saying no, but also like nodding yes.
But don't forget, Shannon.
He nodded yes first. That's a fraudulent nod.
And you had nothing to do with Shannon Gilbert's death.
That's correct.
That's a fraudulent nod. He said yes. You had nothing to do with Shannon Gilbert's death. No. Okay. And then so he like fakes the funk over here. Let me just make sure they ain't shutting this shit down. Okay. Let me just keep this to a very small window. I don't want to play too much of it because they shut this thing down last time. Bruh, hold on. Where's it at?
Her.
Wow.
What about all the other girls?
Ah, Jesus.
What was that?
I defer.
He's like, what was that? What the fuck are you doing? You're like, it's not like he's not even like really concerned for the guy. What was that?
Later.
Oh my bad, I'm blocking now.
911. No, don't. No, it's all right. No. I'm a doctor.
I'm calling 911.
You call 911, I'll refuse.
Bruh, take it easy. Think about. What?
To her.
What about all the other girls?
What about all the other girls?
Ah, Jesus.
Bruh.
What was that?
I defibrillator. You sons of 911. No, don't. No, it's all right. No. I'm a doctor.
I'm calling 911.
You call 911, I'll refuse.
Bruh, he's over here faking the funk with like some sort of heart attack. All right. And they're like, all right, so we're going to call 911. No, don't call 911.
I'm going to call 911.
Please don't.
Please, doctor, let me call 911.
Please, doctor. He knows it's bullshit. Please, doctor, let me call him.
Okay, would you find out these guys?
So if he's a doctor, what he's immune to heart attack or some shit, or defibrillator thing? He's gonna save himself, and all of a sudden he's fine now.
Ask me to have a defibrillation. Just take pictures of these clowns, would you?
Oh, you're fine.
Despite all the drama, John Ray promises the case against Hackett will move forward.
That I don't even remember the whole story with that guy and Shannon Gilbert. That Shannon Gilbert thing is jacked up too. That whole thing was weird because Shannon Gilbert, I think it was one of the siblings killed the mother. And we listened to the 911 call on the last stream. It was a pretty good stream. They blocked it, so I lost a lot of. I had to like remove it and fix it for people to watch it. So it lost a lot of traction. But that Shannon Gilbert, I think her sibling killed her own mother, stabbed that woman like 200 times. She's locked up right now. In the hours, okay, let me show you this. Like, ah! Since late 2010, 11 bodies, nearly all young women, have been found along the stretch of a beach on New York's Long Island. So far, there has been no arrest, which now, no, there is. But since our last 48 hours broadcast, there's new developments. In the hours after midnight on May 1st, 2010, Shannon Gilbert, an escort on her way to a job, drove past the place where the bones of the Long Island serial killer's victims lay hidden in the brush. She didn't know it then, but the mysterious events of the next few hours would forever link her to 4 young women whose bodies were found wrapped in burlap and spark one of the largest murder investigations in Long Island history. And so it began. And so I think when they found the bodies, it's because they were looking for Shannon Gilbert. They were looking for Shannon Gilbert, and they come across all these bodies. Marie says, yes, eventually Marie Gilbert's mother was killed by the younger daughter. Wow. Wow. The mother was killed by the younger daughter. So this woman's dead, and then the sibling kills their mother. My sister was seen running along the road. She felt like she was in fear for her life that night. It was super creepy. We listened to the 911 call, the last stream that we did on this topic. It was creepy, man, because you could hear 2 guys like talking in the background. I guess she had gone to this house to do work, but she had a guy that drove her there. So I guess like sometimes the escorts, I don't know if it was like her pimp or like somebody that's just there to protect her or whatever. So at some point, the guy, I think he's trying to get her out of the house. I think she doesn't want to leave. I don't know what's going on. So the guy comes out of the car. Then you can hear both of them talking. And I forgot what she was saying. Like, don't touch me or something. Leave me alone. I don't know. Then she starts like screaming and then it's just running. And you can hear everything on this 911 call. You hear her footsteps and everything. She's running. And she's running from like door to door, I think, knocking on doors and stuff. And then she's found. I think she was found in that area, but like it was way after. It would be 2 days before Sherry learned her sister was missing. When Shannon's worried boyfriend called to say he hadn't come home, immediately I started to panic. She said, I could hear the fear in his voice. It was the call Sherry and her sister, Sarah, had been dreading ever since learning Shannon, diagnosed with bipolar disorder and struggling with depression and mood swings, had turned to selling her services online as an escort. What would she tell you when you would say you were worried about it? Alrighty, asked Sarah. She pretty much thought that, it would never happen to her. The Gilberts say they immediately filed a missing persons report, but with no news, they drove 140 miles from their home in upstate New York to Oak Beach, Long Island, to look for Shannon themselves. By then, she had been missing for 8 days. We went to all the houses around the area. And the whole thing with that doctor that we saw, I don't even know if he's a doctor. I forgot what he is. I think he is some type of doctor. I think his house, don't quote me on this, I'm just going off the top of my head. I thought his house was in that area or something. Or they were alleging that he ran a wayward house. They were alleging that, which a wayward thing is like I don't know what that is. Is that like a group home or something? Wayward house. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. I thought it was kind of like a group home, like especially for like troubled people or something. She was murdered, right? Or were they saying that was the whole point of contention too? Because we were looking at the coroner reports. The coroner that the family had, I think they said that the hyoid bone in the throat was, I think they said it was broken or detached or something, which a lot of times indicates strangulation. But I believe that the coroner for the first coroner didn't say that they thought it was foul play. She was in his house during the 911 call. Hell nah, Gypsy. Hell to the nah. That was his house? Oh, okay, okay. So that's when they roll up on him asking him questions. Allegedly. I don't know. Oh, boy. A home for troubled people. Yes. We went to all the houses in the area, like knocking on their doors just to say, hey, listen, did you see my sister? We gave them flyers. We went everywhere. They spoke to a dozen witnesses and homeowners in the area trying to piece together a timeline. They learned that Shannon and her driver had left New York City shortly after midnight on May 1st, 2010, and headed over to a gated community in Oak Beach. My sister met their client through Craigslist and went to his house around 2 a.m. Sherry explained her driver dropped her off, and she was there for quite a while, and then for some reason started to panic. Shannon's sister believes something awful happened in that house to terrify her because of a 911 call Shannon made from right inside the client's home. It was 4:51 a.m. Former Suffolk County Chief of Detectives Dominic, who has heard the call, is speaking for the first time on network television. She's saying, there's someone after me. There's someone after me. He said, it's a girl who clearly believes she's in harm's way. Does she say who she's afraid of? The chief was asked. She just says they're trying to kill me. Barron says two male voices are recognized in the background. Shannon's driver and the man who hired her, Joseph Brewer. We should actually look that up real quick to confirm. Looks like a different guy, though. I don't know. Or is it him? I have no idea. Oh, shit. Yeah, then I won't call here. Yeah, I don't know if this guy, the one, I forget. I don't know if that doctor that we saw is Joseph Brewer. Makes sense if it would be, but I really don't know. I thought he was one of the houses along there, but it could be. As Brewer is heard trying to get her to leave his house, Barron says he either approaches her or touches her, and you hear her scream. But police couldn't respond to the call because Shannon couldn't say where she was. The complaint operator asking, where are you? And she just kind of ignores where are you question and keeps saying someone's after me. Barron explains she sounds not very coherent, not very rational, but wouldn't you sound that way if you were panicked and afraid? You could make the argument, he replied. It almost seems like she's in some type of psychotic state. That's what I thought too. Or some type of drug-induced stupor. Still on the 911 call, Shannon fled the house, running towards the nearby home of Gus Galati, a retired insurance fraud investigator and a resident of Oak Beach for 30 years. It was like 5 a.m, Galati recalled. I was in the bathroom shaving. All of a sudden, I heard screaming out here and banging on the door, yelling, help me, help me, help me. He opened the door and said to her, what's the matter? She wouldn't answer me. She just kept staring at me, going, help me, help me, help me. That's weird. This is all on the audio tape. We hear the conversation between the two of them, and she's just staring at him and not acting rationally. I reached over and grabbed that phone, dialed 911. Coletti continued. When I said to her, I called the police, sit down. I called the police, sit down in that chair. They're on their way. She just looked at me and she ran right out the door. Wow. Coletti said that it was then he noticed an Asian man in his 30s driving a black SUV. It was Michael Pack, Shannon's driver. I could see a car coming and stopping, coming a little bit and stopping, he said. Asked if he thought Shannon was afraid of the man in the SUV, Coletti said. Coletti replied she was afraid of somebody. Then Coletti saw Shannon was hiding underneath the boat in his yard. All of a sudden, she took off from out under the boat, and she took off. And he took off after her. And I yelled to him, stop, and he didn't, and he followed her that way. Interesting. At that point, Coletti called 911. It was now 5:21 a.m. Shannon runs towards a of another Oak Beach resident, Barbara Brennan. We know she's alive because she's banging on Mrs. Brennan's door, and Miss Brennan calls 911. But when police arrived at 5:40 a.m., Shannon Gilbert had vanished. They assumed she already left the area with her driver, Michael Pack. All the responding officers can believe at this point is that whoever was in the SUV picked up this girl and they're gone. Chief says the local police responding to Coletti's call knew nothing about Shannon's own 23-minute 911 call. What has never been reported before is that Shannon's call was transferred to the New York State Police when she couldn't tell them where she was. It took nearly a month for police to connect Shannon's desperate call to the missing persons report her family had filed in New Jersey, where Shannon lived. If Michael Pack had stayed there and told the officers that she was still missing, is it possible that Shannon Gilbert might still be alive? It's possible, he replied. He may have looked for her as he was driving out the gate, but he certainly was nowhere to be found when officers responded and arrived. Sherry Gilbert says her sister was desperately trying to make a better life for herself. My sister had other dreams, She wanted to be a singer, an actress. She was pursuing that. She was also going to school to be a writer. No one knew then that 7 months, it took 7 months, that 7 months later, the search for Shannon would turn up a grisly sight of bodies of 4 other young women who, just like Shannon, had simply disappeared. In December 2010, the Suffolk County Police Commissioner Richard Dormer downplayed it, but there was little doubt about what his department was confronting. 4 bodies had been discovered. All were young women in their 20s. All were online escorts. Wow. This goes on and on because we covered this already, I guess. These are the other women. I can play. I'll try to play this. Let me see. I don't know if it's gonna be a problem or not. Oh, this is a 40. No, actually, I'm not gonna play this. This is 40 minutes. We could do this on Discord some night. Maybe tonight. I don't want to say tonight yet, but we could do this. This looks like a whole actual episode. I don't know if it's gonna be a problem playing that. Gilgo. So yeah, police identify Jane Doe 7, but won't comment on link to Rex Heuermann. All right. I wonder, man, if they're gonna find more bodies. Continue to find more bodies with this guy. Remy, well, the press conference, it was pretty short. They just talked about identifying another victim. They actually showed her face. They wouldn't really comment whether it was linked or not. Some people suspect that it is. You want to listen to the 911 call? It's kind of long. Let me see. Oh, so Mo sent me more information about that officer and that got into a single car accident. So it says their vehicle went off the road to the right and hit a tree. What happened? So it says Daniel and his family were traveling on Round Zero Road near Cottageville Highway around 11 a.m. on July 30th. Their vehicle went off the road to the right and hit a tree. That's weird. Wow. Okay, the 911 call, let me see. It's kind of long. If there's like the 20-minute version, we can play that. Because there was a video that I watched a while back that was like 40 minutes. That's too long right now. Let's see. They have a snippet. Okay. There was like a police released long secret 911 calls. Let's see.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for information is provided. We will further investigate that evidence. Please stand by as we will now play the audio of the 911 call that occurred at Oak Beach on May 1st, 2010.
Oh, that's an interesting thing. April said I had a friend that swerved to miss a deer and hit a tree and died. Wow. Oh my God.
I'm Detective Lieutenant Kevin Byra, the commanding officer of the Suffolk County Police Homicide Section. This video was made to explain the circumstances surrounding the 3 911 calls made on the day Shannon Gilgo went missing. The full, unedited 911 calls are available, and I encourage people to listen to them in their entirety. Portions of the call taken out of context will sound sensational. During the early morning hours of May 1st, 2010, Shannon Gilbert, a Craigslist sex worker and resident of Jersey City, New Jersey, traveled from Manhattan to meet a client, Joseph Brewer, at his home at 8 The Fairway, Oak Beach, New York. Shannon was driven to Oak Beach from Manhattan by her driver, Michael Pack. Neither one was familiar with the area, neither one had been there before, and neither one had met Brewer before. Pack waited in the car while Shannon was inside of the Brewer. Pack was her de facto security. At 4:51 a.m., while at Brewer's house, Shannon called 911. This call lasted more than 21 minutes. At times, Shannon is speaking calmly, but slurring her words. At times, she is not responsive, and at times, she is screaming. During this call, Brewer and Pack are heard trying to get Shannon to leave the house. Shannon eventually does leave the house and runs to Gus Colet's house, located at 17 The Fairway, which causes him to call 911 at 5:22 a.m.
During the early morning hours of May 1st, 2010, Shannon Gilbert traveled to meet a client, Joseph Brewer, at his home at the 8th Fairway, the Fairway in the Oak Beach Association. Joseph Brewer.
State police to confirm. State police? Yeah, there's somebody after me. I'm sorry? There's somebody after me. Where are you? There's somebody after me. Okay, where are you? There's somebody after me. Where are you, ma'am? I don't know. You're driving right now? No, I'm inside the house. I'm sorry? I'm inside the house. What house? I don't know. Can you check where I am? I'm sorry? Can you check where I am? No, I can't. What's your callback number you're calling from? Huh? What phone number are you calling from? Somebody's after me. Please. Are you in Suffolk County or Nassau County? I'm in Long Island. Where on Long Island are you? No. No, stop, no. Where in Long Island are you? Suffolk County? Nassau County? Huh? All right. You call me by my name. Why?
Why are you calling me by my name? It does sound like she's like on something, or like, I don't know. Maybe, who knows what the situation. Maybe she was given something.
Can you on the line? Stop. Please. Stop it, please. Please stop. Please. Can you shut the door? Please. Please. Please.
does look like he's trying to get her out. This guy, Joseph Brewer.
No, please. Please. Why?
Brewer and Pat continue to try and convince Shannon to leave the premises.
Please stop. No, stop it, please. Hello? Hello? Please. What's the problem? What's the matter? What happened? Hello? Please, get me out of here, please. Hello? You're being sarcastic about this. You're part of it all along. I can manage this now.
Shannon then ran from Brewer's house at 8 the fairway to Gus Coletti's house at 17 the fairway, a distance of 0.2 of a mile.
Here she's running now.
Shannon interacts with Coletti. He invites her inside his home.
Shannon.
So as far as the Brewer guy, so when this woman was to this woman, Shannon was at his house. I think that recently Brewer's attorneys did speak on this. There was an article posted July 22nd from the Sun. And so it says here, the legal team has asked for justice on the deaths of those 4 found near the Gilgo Beach while maintaining the innocence of Brewer. A statement was released on behalf of Joseph Brewer and his family by his lawyer, Nicholas Ramchitar, from the Ramchitar law firm. It says, over the past 12 years, Mr. Brewer and his family possess no communicable words that can convey the sadness and tumultuous situation behind the Gilgo Beach killer. Mr. Brewer and his family want to convey their deepest sympathies for not only the family of Miss Shannon Gilbert, but to anyone that has been affected by the mass tragedies. With the suspect now in custody, it is their hope that some justice will be served to the families of those who were tragically lost. Ramcharatar cleared Brewer's name from any involvement with the Heuermann. He exclusively told the Sun he had absolutely no ties in any way, shape, or form with Rex. Okay, that's the official statement. And cops, I saw some other article there. Cops have been at that house, obviously, multiple times. So.
Hello? Hello?
Don't keep sorry. What are you doing?
She then runs from Coletti's home, prompting Coletti to call 911. After Coletti's call, Shannon then runs another 0.2 of a mile to another home at 43 The Bayou, prompting a third 911 call made at 5:30 a.m. by Barbara Brennan.
Something, please say something to the location of emergency. Yes, this, I'm living at Oak Beach in the association. There's a young girl about 14 years old running around here screaming, and there's some guy trying to follow her. What's the address here? I'm at 17 the Fairway. All right, you have a description of the girl and the boy? Pardon me? You have a description of the girl and the boy? The girl is about 14 years old, got blonde hair, very small. The boy, I can't tell, he was into like a Suburban. Color.
14 years old.
Black. Did you happen to get a plate number or anything? No, I didn't. Okay, tell us some of your phone. Four. Are they still on the server? They just went past the gatehouse where the entrance is. What's the name of the company? It's Oak Beach Association. Okay. Hired by Robert Moses. All right, we got somebody from there. I'll be watching. Okay. Bye.
Shannon Gilbert then knocks on Barbara Brennan's door, prompting a third 911 call.
Police 875. What is the location of your emergency? 43 July. Someone is knocking at my door. What town are you in? Oak Beach Association. What's the nearest corner street now? Ocean Parkway. She said she's in danger. Do you know her or no? No, I don't. I'm not letting her in. She's been in on your door then? Yes.
Barbara keeping it gangster. I'm not letting her in. Hell no.
Yeah. Oh. And we live in a gated community. What's your name then? I'm Barbara Brennan. What's their name community? Oak Beach Association. Oak Beach Association. And I have an elderly mother here. All right, I'll get Cuddy right over there, okay? Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
This is drone footage and footage shot from the ground shown in marshland. It was taken at the same time of year and time of day as when Shannon went missing. These reeds can grow over 12 feet tall. They can disorient someone inside them, causing them to lose a sense of direction. One cannot tell where the highway is or where the bay is.
I guess they're trying to say maybe she, some type of substance, maybe some sort of psychological issues. But then they're talking about this high, what they call this? This brush. This tall, I forgot what he just called it. Marsh?
This is drone footage and footage shot from the ground shown in marshland.
Yeah, marshland, okay. So her body, Shannon Gilbert's body recovered over here on the right side. Her personal items recovered here. So I don't know. I guess she was running and all this. Maybe she took when they say personal items, I'm wondering exactly what personal items. Are we talking like a phone, keys? Are we talking about phone, keys, or clothes? Like did she strip off her clothes, I remember my acid thing. I took off all my clothes. Well, yeah. And I lost all my stuff. I'm not saying that she was on acid. I'm just saying, leaving personal belongings behind here, and your body found all the way over here. And then these are the 3 locations, I guess, that she went to.
It was taken at the same time of year and time of day as when Shannon went missing. These reeds can grow over 12 feet tall. They can disorient someone inside them, causing them to lose a sense of direction. One cannot tell where the highway is or where the bay is. The reeds and brush can become impenetrable in places. There's a trench running east and west through the marshland. This was created to allow mosquito control. It is believed that Shannon followed this trench. Personal belongings of hers were found just north of the trench. Shannon's remains were found north of the trench, about 158 feet south of Ocean Parkway, approximately 3/4 of a mile from where she was last seen. There has been information received during the course of this investigation that other people might be involved in this incident. They have all been investigated, and there is no reason to believe at this time that anyone else is involved in this tragic series of events. The police responded to Coletti and Brennan's 911 calls. Pack, Brewer.
I think what the drama, I don't know if you could call it that, or maybe the point of contention was that the family felt, I believe, that there was something more sinister at play here. while they're saying they've checked everybody out, they're saying there's not, I guess.
Shannon were all gone. Gus Coletti provided a description of Pack's car, which was also gone. This created the possibility that Shannon had been driven out of the area, which caused a delay in the initial search for her. The police department has thoroughly investigated this case for more than a decade. The official cause of Shannon's death is undetermined. This official classification means there is
so undetermined cause of death. So the family coroner, he had something else to say. So it's kind of weird, interesting, somewhat back and forth.
Insufficient or no evidence to determine or even to exclude an actual cause of death. The Gilbert family's hired a private pathologist to conduct an autopsy. His determination is there is insufficient information to determine the definite cause of death, but the autopsy findings are consistent with homicidal strangulation.
And so that's cool that they mention it here, because I was trying to find that PDF. So yeah, like what I said, because we had the PDF. I think Biel had sent it to me. They said that hyoid bone. I don't know if it breaks. They say or something when it's strangulation. Not all the time, but majority of the time. Hyoid bone strangulation. The hyoid is a U-shaped bone of the neck that is fractured in 1/3 of all homicides. Okay, 1/3 of all homicides by strangulation. Okay, so it's one of the, I guess, like an indicator. On the basis of postmortem detection of hyoid fracture is relevant to the diagnosis of strangulation.
That pathologist report will be made available. This case, including the 911 call, and all of the other cases commonly referred to as Gilgo, in their entirety, are made available to the Behavioral Analysis Unit, or BAU, of the FBI. As part of BAU's review of the case, they retain the services of a psychiatrist to review Shannon's words and actions on the 911 tape, and also to review the facts of the case. BAU's opinion, based on the review of Shannon's case, the scene, the 911 calls, and a psychiatrist review, is that Shannon Gilbert's death is not consistent with Shannon being the victim of violence or of a violent offender. Significant differences between Shannon's death and the circumstances surrounding the other victims' deaths were also highlighted by BAU. The Suffolk County Police Department is open to evaluate any evidence to be able to help us.
So, and that's the gist of it. I think there is like a longer version, I thought, but this one incorporates everything we need. There's like an unedited version where you can hear the raw stuff and it's just longer. So, she wasn't linked to the Gilgo Beach murders, but she's the one that pretty much caused her death. Her death caused these people finding all the other bodies that were there, which is just crazy. Like somebody dying, or I don't want to say having to die, but kind of almost in order for these 11 other, was it 11? 11 other bodies to be found. Crazy. So where'd they find her phone? I don't know, but I guess they don't suspect foul play. From what I remember, the family, felt differently. And then the whole weird, crazy thing about that is that, so this person, Shannon Gilbert, her mother was killed by her own sister. Like, what? Mother stabbed to death. I think it was stabbed, right? Stabbed to death. Lord almighty, bro. I saw an article too that had the picture.
Well, the mother of a woman whose disappearance led to the discovery of the Gilgo Beach murders has been stabbed to death. Authorities discovered Mary Gilbert's body in her upstate home in Ellenville. Her younger daughter, Sarah, is charged in her murder. She's due in court tomorrow. A family lawyer did reveal some details.
They cut it up. The search for Gilbert led to the discovery of 10 sets of remains in the area, 9 of which belonged to prostitutes. Whoa. So they found the sibling guilty, a guilty verdict in New York murder trial of Sarah Gilbert, who allegedly stabbed her mother to death in 2016, 6 years after the disappearance of her sister Shannon, that led to the discovery of 10 sets of human remains. Prosecutors say she stabbed her 52-year-old mother, Mary, more than 200 times and then bashed her head with a fire extinguisher in the mother's Catskills home last July. Wow. They're saying that, I guess, and this could make you wonder a little bit about Shannon. John Ray, an attorney who represented the family on previous matters, said that at the time of Gilbert's arrest in July, that the young woman was mentally ill and hearing voices. Ray, who had not been formally retained in the murder case at the time of his comments, said Gilbert had gone to her mother's home because she was hallucinating, and Mary Gilbert died while trying to help her mentally ill daughter. Wow. And they're saying that Shannon accidentally drowned in the marsh, I guess. What a mess. What a mess. All right, guys, man. So I'm going to head out of here, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, por favor, before you head out. Make sure I get all those super chats. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to check out that Dateline episode. Manny, thank you for the super chat. I sent you an email about a Dateline episode I saw a couple of years ago about the Long Island murders. Yeah, maybe we could do a Discord thing for that. Jocelyn, I got that already too. Thank you so much. And Amina, thank you. Yeah, so like I said, man, I don't think I'm gonna come back unless there's like a chase tonight because I don't have any notifications. I hope I'm gonna work on 2 videos today. Later today, I'm gonna chill now, enjoy the day. But later today, I'm gonna pre-record 2 videos, hopefully that I can post tomorrow. So I have some content for you guys tomorrow, and I'm gonna let the notifications reset. And we'll see what the weekend brings. All right. All right. So the 2 videos for tomorrow, one is going to be on a missing person that was turned up recently. It's kind of a weird, somewhat cockamamie. I don't even know what to think of it. I got to sit down and read it. And then I'm going to do some updates with that lawsuit, the Kylie Rodney family in Upchurch. And there's kind of a little funny part to that, somewhat funny. So I'm going to do a small update to that as well. And that's the plans. All right. All right, guys. Love you. Take care. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop.